Did you know that the average Canadian in Ontario spends over $1,100 during the holiday season? That's more than some people's rent. If you're not careful, Christmas cheer can turn into New Year's regret when those credit card bills arrive. Welcome back to Dynamics of the Dollar, your go-to channel for mastering your money and building a brighter financial future. Today we're tackling a huge holiday problem that I'm sure every single one of us has experienced at one point or another: overspending. By the end of this video, I'm going to give you 3 practical tips to keep your holiday spending in check this holiday season without sacrificing the joy of giving. Tip number 1, plan ahead with a holiday budget. Okay, first of all, if you're going to start trying to budget now, this late into the game, you're probably too late, kind of like me. So simple solution here, just get in your time machine, go back in time a few months, budget accordingly. Or just use this tip for next year. Most holiday debt normally stems from external pressure, maybe internal pressure as well, but also those impulse purchases. Everything's on discount. You want to just buy the newest thing because why not? It's on a discount. Why wouldn't you take advantage of that brand spanking new deal? But if you don't set that budget, then you're setting yourself for a lot of future headaches. And again, no one wants to go into the holiday season stressed. So if you got in your time machine, you went back and you're ready to start budgeting, here's what you do. Start by listing out every single person that you want to send a gift to. Write down your gift ideas, your decorations that you need to buy, food, travel. Then organize that list of people by who you like the most. Set a budget for each one of those, and all of them combined should be what you set your budget to be at the beginning of the budget. And then the most important part of this is to stick to that budget. Use tools like YNAB or your phone calculator, notes, whatever. Just stick to it. Nearly 70% of people that try to make a budget for the holiday season exceed that budget. Don't be like them. Be that 30%. Tip number 2, get creative with gifting. Honestly, when it comes to the expectations of gifts, sometimes it feels like there's that pressure to just get something that's very expensive, which normally isn't the case. I want you to picture a time where you received a gift that wasn't, I don't know, Gucci or some shit. Something that was made or something that was very personal to you. That gift probably didn't cost a fortune, but it meant a lot, and you remember those moments. How many people go back and think, oh man, I remember the Christmas that I got that, what's a stupid expensive, I don't even know what expensive things people buy that are stupid. Here are some action items for tip number 2. Focus on personalized gifts. Here's something that I do every single year. Chances are I'm going to hang out with the people I'm going to give gifts to throughout the year. And I just listen to them. I talk to them throughout the year and I just listen. As we're talking and they say something about, hey, oh man, I would love it if I had that, blah, 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 whatever it is. And then I just open up the notepad on my phone and take a note and just make a note saying, this person likes this product. Then by the end of the year, November, December, I start shopping around and there's my list that I made at the beginning of the year. The next step for tip number 2 is really to just think creatively about the things that aren't physical products or physical things you can give someone. My wife and I, we've actually switched to things like experiences instead of actual gifts. I mean, I guess the gifts are experiences too, but you get the idea. Like, I would much rather go to watch a show or a concert, or for example, last year my wife got a chef to come to the house and cook us a meal. That was incredible. I'll remember that forever. But if she ever gets me something that's physical, maybe I'll hold on to it for years and we'll both agree to eventually sell it or get rid of it. According to a survey by Finder, 64% of people actually appreciate gifts of sentimental value as opposed to something that's expensive. I'm going to be honest with you, when I was reading this stat, it seemed kind of low. And it kind of surprised me. It seems like 36% of people are that materialistic. Honestly, if you have friends like that, you don't need them in your life. Get rid of them. Tip number 3, use cash or a prepaid card. I think this part's pretty simple, but it doesn't matter because like I said earlier, 74% of people go over budget, right? If you don't have the money, don't spend it. If you spend money you don't have, it is going to lead to January buyer's remorse. Here are some steps you can take. Very simple. Remember that budget that we talked about a little bit earlier when you went in your time machine? Withdraw that holiday budget in cash. And number two, avoid the buy now, pay later schemes. They normally come with a pretty high fee. Here's the thing, this holiday season, I plan to use credit cards for everything, but mainly because I have my finances in order. I know what I'm going to spend. I put it all on the credit card so I'd accumulate some points for travel. Everyone's happy. But if that's not the case, you are not financially well off, then my recommendation is take the cash, because for some reason, when you use your card, it kind of feels like you have infinite money, but that's not the case. If you have cash, you'll realize you don't have infinite money. A CNBC report found that using cash reduces your spending by 15 to 20%. Again, it's like a psychological thing. If you're physically holding a stack of cash, chances are you're gonna stop when that cash runs out. But on a credit card, you're just like, oh, it's a piece of plastic. I'm just gonna keep tapping until, I don't know, the bill comes and then I regret it in January. So there are the 3 very simple tips for this holiday season. Plan ahead. Again, get a time machine, plan ahead from 2 months ago, or just struggle for the next couple weeks like I'm going to. Tip number 2, get creative. Shop for experiences, and it doesn't have to break the bank. And tip number 3, and I think this one's the game changer, use cash. Surviving Christmas requires planning, creativity, and most importantly, discipline. You are not going to let anyone down if you don't get them that expensive product. Set a budget, stick to it. I promise that budget will force you to be creative. If you have any really cool holiday savings or holiday budgeting tips, put it in the comments below. I would love to see it, and you might help someone else during the holiday season if they read it. Consider subscribing. My goal is to reach 150 subscribers before the end of the year. It's going to be tight. I don't know if I'm going to make it, but I would appreciate if you joined along in the journey, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.